Hello, everybody. Welcome. It is now episode 8 of TV Talkaholics. I am here. This is David. Say hello, Matthew.
Hello, Matthew. I will never get our opening right, David.
Yeah, I just decided to abandon the...
So many people have abandoned my opening, so you might as well not be alone in that.
Oh, well. We have a lot of stuff to talk about.
Yes.
Ladies and gentlemen, I don't know if you were able to watch the movie ahead of time. I hope you do. I hope you watch it on YouTube because Matthew and I today are talking about The Double McGuffin.
Yeah.
When you type that into your computer, it does autocorrect it to The Double McMuffin.
Yeah, it does.
And that's a completely different movie that came up on XTube, I think. And,
so is Double McGuffin. That's a different one.
Double McStuffin.
Yeah, Doc McStuffins comes up. So
yeah, but no. We are talking about The Double McGuffin, the cinematic masterpiece released on June 1st, 1979.
Whoa.
And now, when you say "whoa," is that your initial review?
That's my initial review. It wasn't an unenjoyable way to spend an afternoon.
No, it wasn't.
But it was not something that I'd be like, y'all gotta go see this movie, The Double McMuffin. And luckily, dear listeners, the name of the movie is not something we need to say for the rest of the podcast. Because it's not like there's somebody named Double McGuffin in the show or anything.
It is arguably a very strange and unnecessary title. I'm going to start right off here. I'm spilling the tea or slinging the shit right now, going, I think one of the problems with this movie is its title.
That is a big problem with it because as an actor, I did not know what a McMuffin was.
A McGuffin.
Or that.
But I have to admit...
Luckily, Orson Welles tells you what a McMuffin is at the beginning of the movie. So when you need somebody to explain what your title means in the first 30 seconds, chances are good that is not a great title choice.
A McGuffin is a term coined by the world's foremost teller of suspense stories to label that secret, elusive, mysterious something that everyone in the story is trying to find or find out about. It is, in effect, the pretext of the plot, the catalyst that brings the characters together and causes them to act or interact, the vial of microfilm, the money, the missing papers, the murderer, the motive, the single reason that causes the entire story to happen. Usually there's only one.
I will also argue, if you remove the title and the Orson Welles voiceover at the beginning of the film, and you just showed it and said, what title comes to mind? What do you think we should call this movie before we release it? Nobody would fucking think of McGuffin. It's ridiculous. So this movie's called The Double McGuffin because the writer, director, producer fancied himself so fucking clever as to have two things be the catalyst for this particular plot. And he thought, the Double McGuffin. I'm gonna double down on an arcane reference that no one is going to recognize or understand. And it's a shame. Because I think this movie could have been called Kid Caper with 2 Ks. And it would have been, only 2. Stop it. I know what you're thinking.
You want to try that again?
No.
Maybe two Cs.
That's right.
I don't know.
Black Lives Matter. It's Kid Caper with 2 Cs. You're right. But let's start off by giving a general synopsis of what happens in the movie. And then we can start breaking it down and really hacking it to bits and destroying it and rewriting it like we enjoy doing. So let you start this. How would you describe this as like an elevator pitch sort of a movie?
Oh my God. These kids that I guess you put together in are in a boarding school.
I guess.
That you would not pick to put together as a group of friends.
Nope.
Because they're not really of the same age or...
No.
I don't know. So this mismatched group of youngsters.
Of ragtag ruffian adolescents.
Yeah.
Yes.
They find this... they stumble upon an international murder plot.
Yeah, exactly. And faced with no assistance from the proper authorities, this group of six friends are able to stop an assassination. In this little podunk town located in...
Virginia.
Virginia?
Yeah.
Is that where, did they say?
Mm-hmm.
I totally missed that. They are supposed to be in Virginia. Okay.
They're outside of Washington, D.C.
Oh, okay. That makes sense then. I mean, it is definitely Southern. It was actually shot in Charleston, South Carolina. And looking at some of the information on IMDb, we have the film was shot in January of 1978, Matthew.
Yeah.
And this wasn't released until the summer of 79. It was a year.
Wonder why.
The reason why we're doing this, which we probably should have said earlier, is that this is the big screen debut of Matthew's close personal friend, Lisa Whelchel.
Yes. And she's wonderful.
She is. She's really good in it. And this is literally Lisa Whelchel between the Mickey Mouse Club, because that went off the air in 78. And then the pilot for the Facts of Life, the backdoor pilot, was filmed in early 79. And then the series actually began in the fall of 79. So, yeah. So that's where we are, Facts of Life adjacent, trying to keep ourselves somewhat close to task here. But the movie doesn't just star Lisa Whelchel in a tiny supporting role. The actual stars of the movie are Academy Award winner Ernest Borgnine, Academy Award winner George Kennedy, and Muppet Show guest Elka Summer. And Matthew has lost his shit again.
Elka Summer, who I believe, if I counted correctly, has 3 lines. Only 2 of which you can hear.
Exactly. And one of them she delivers like, "Oh, but that is so interesting. Like, why would they have known about a plot to kill?" Like, she stammers over the line, and you're like, is that an acting choice? Or, bitch, did you not even look at the script before you showed up on set?
Oh, God.
Oh, my Lord. So let's get to some more sort of statistical stuff. This movie is really the brainchild of Joe Camp, who was the producer, the writer, and he co-wrote the story, but wrote the whole screenplay. He directed it. And Joe Camp is best known and really only known for doing the Benji movies.
And it shows.
Yes, it does.
As to why Hollywood would never give him another film to make after he made this. Like, and let's be honest, like, when you look at his credits, it's like, do you remember Benji Saves Christmas or whatever? You know, it's like you did one good Benji film and then there were 5
sequels.
Other Benji movies.
Yeah. And
for God's sake.
Benji Bites a Boner, and then you got and he also did, interestingly, he did Oh Heavenly Dog, which is the Chevy Chase movie, where it's about a man who dies and has to come back to the mortal world to correct something or fix something, but he has to do it as a dog.
Yeah, as a dog.
And the dog and the dog looks like Benji, and his name is Benjamin. So it's kind of a Benji is a ghost movie, but not a Benji movie, which is why it's called Oh Heavenly Dog. So yes, the Benji movie started in 74, and he would go on to make more Benji properties as his career progressed, but not really much other than that.
No.
What's weird about it to me is that it's clear that it wants to be a family-friendly movie.
Mm-hmm.
But then the choices made within that are so strange.
Yep.
IMDb points out that in one cut of the movie, at the beginning, when we see a person looking through windows through crosshairs, like an assassination attempt, there is a woman with bare titties just putting a robe on. That's
the version I saw on YouTube.
That's on YouTube. Yes, the titty version is on YouTube, ladies and gentlemen. And the youngest kid in the group, which is the character's name is Homer. Homer, on a couple of occasions, is, what the hell is going on here? What the hell have we gotten ourselves into?
Yeah.
And one of the other kids, Billy Ray, there is a holy shit when he realizes they thought they were safe and they're not. So there's a couple little just droplets here of, okay, that's not family friendly.
Right.
Why would you, if they're not integral to the plot, you could have just as easily had him say, holy crap, the phone's off the hook. Or,
oh no, the phone is off the hook.
Exactly. It's
Not to be upstaged by the overtly long opening credits that take place watching all of these boys in their underwear swimming and
frolicking even.
One kid pulled his pants down in the opening scene.
Yeah, he moons the other kids, yeah.
And it's like, okay, I was uncomfortable by the time it ended. I didn't like that at all. It all goes back to this director. I'm like, what kind of psychopath is he? I mean, and I don't mean this in a slanderous way, but people that generally write, produce, and direct their own film and write the songs for the film are, I mean, can you imagine the ego that this dude has? That like the I am always right kind of attitude. I would like to have a conversation with Joe Can.
He did ask Orson Welles to do the voiceover, so on some level it was, well, my mentor. I'm kind of following in his footsteps, with Citizen Kane, Double McGuffin. It's kind of yin and yang, isn't it?
Benji saves Hanukkah.
Let's talk about the characters. That's a good starting point.
Okay.
As we are kind of still stumbling to find our way around how to talk about things. So we have, basically, it's 4 boys and a girl. And the 4 boys are friends. We presume they all go to a boarding school. It takes a while for it to become apparent. And the fact is, I looked up their ages and their names. We have these characters. We have the youngest one of the group. His name is Homer. The actor's name is Greg Hodges. And then we have Specs, who is the African-American boy, who is played by Dion Pride, son of Charlie Pride. And he also performs the 2 theme songs, the opening theme and the closing theme pop tunes that our writer-director Megalomaniac wrote. Then we've got Jeff Nicholson is the actor who plays Billy Ray. And he is like the country western guy. He's always wearing a cowboy hat. And he looks to me like he's the love child of Matthew McConaughey and Seth Meyers.
He is real cute.
He is cute.
He is cute.
He is. He's really cute. And then the other one is Foster. He's sort of a Ralph Macchio type, kind of like, I think the Italian kid, the actor is Vincent Spano. And
cute as well.
He's still working. He's still very active. He works a lot.
If he's working, he is the only one.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying that to be bitchy, ladies and gentlemen. I'm saying the other 3 people that we just mentioned, literally this is their only credit.
There's nothing on IMDb. They don't even have a clickable link on Wikipedia. It's pretty crazy. And then the sort of supporting role is the girl, which is our lovely Lisa Whelchel playing the role of Jody. And But it's really more about the boys. She does fit into the plot, but she's not kind of in the core group. But we start off the movie with meeting the four of them, and they all sneak out. There's this caper of them sneaking out and ducking behind a tree, and ooh, there was a car, and ooh, we saw Elka Summer, and I think she might be famous. And then when we finally get to the point of them arriving at whatever it is they're doing, they all jump into a lake, and suddenly this like, it's called Live for Today.
Yes.
And it's like this suddenly this peppy sort of country tinged 70s pop tune. And it's them nighttime in their underwear, jumping and frolicking in this swimming hole and just throwing each other around, and
in wet tidy whities, ladies and gentlemen.
Wet tidy whities, yeah.
So if that's for you, you're going to enjoy this.
But this weird bunch, it takes forever for the film to sort of sort out who they are, what their archetypes are, and we never really get truly focused. This one does this thing well, and this other one does this other thing well. And it takes so long for us to even be able to distinguish them. But the first thing that does strike you as they have been caught at the watering hole by the local policeman, which is the George Kennedy role, it's Chief Talisek. They call him Tally for short. And the kids call him Tally. Children.
Yeah.
Refer to him as Tally, not Chief Talisek. No, fuck respect. Fuck your elders, you know? But the thing is, while they're drying off and there's conversation going on of them trying to explain and lie their way out of why they were at the swimming hole so late at night and not at school, as they're talking, they're drying off. So they're standing there in their underwear. And that's when it becomes apparent that Billy Ray, he's the sort of country guy with the cowboy hat. And Foster, he's the, let's just call him the Italian-looking kid. And so the two of them are like 16 years old-ish, based on their ages on their IMDb. Then you have Specs, that's the Dion Pride character. He is jacked. He's like, he is muscly. He's not like muscle bound, but he is toned. And it's like, okay, so are you 30? Hanging out with these kids? I mean, he looks like a full-grown adult with fully developed biological musculature. And it's like, wow. And then you have really the lead of the movie, the kid who is the star, the main one, if there is a main one, and it's Homer. And Homer looks like a 9-year-old compared to them. I swear to God, he's probably 9 or 10 tops.
Yeah, I couldn't figure out if he was 6 or if he was 10 throughout the whole movie.
But the fact is, it would be one thing if he was, 12. Like, they were sort of all in this pubescent range or something. But these boys who are 16, maybe 17, I mean, that's at the tail end. They all had their deeper man voices. And yet you have this, he looks like Nicholas from season 1 of 8 is Enough. Like, he is just he looks like a little kid. And that doesn't seem to faze anybody, that they all go to the same school, they all live in the same dorm, and they all compete on the same football team.
Yeah.
And we see them in a football game.
Even though they're clearly not in the same age range.
No!
Or, for some reason, they've got this kid who could be 6 years old playing on their football team.
I don't think he's 6. But he just is, and all that does is amplify his tininess, how much smaller he is. Now, if they wanted to make a joke about it, hey, you're a little shrimp for a 13-year-old or whatever, that's fine. But woo, putting him on a football field with the shoulder pads, where he is a full head shorter than all of his teammates, it's like, why is there a grammar school child competing on a high school football team? It was so weird.
I was trying to figure out how old Dion was but I can't find anything that says
I couldn't find it. That's why I'm like, born. I think he was 30. I really do. But the deal is, we have all of them, and they all have stuff to do in the movie. Probably Foster is the one that gets the short end of the stick, where he doesn't do nearly as much as the rest. He's really just window dressing.
Yeah.
And that's why it is surprising halfway through the film when another member of their team joins the ranks, when we are introduced to this amazing kid named Arthur.
I want to hear how you would describe the character of Arthur.
Arthur is he's fulfilling the role of the computer nerd. That's what is clearly what they need him for, is they need his help.
And the school nerd. He's also, he's like, because he's always threatening to go to he doesn't break rules.
Yeah, he's, by the book.
Yeah.
Obedient, steadfast. He is so insanely nerdy. He has got the thick Coke bottle 1970s glasses with the big, gigantic plastic aviator frames. He has got the 70s sweater with the big, long shirt collar outside the sweater collar. He is just so insanely nerdy and unattractive. I refer to him as 14-year-old David Almeida is kind of the type I sort of see him as.
I cannot believe, David, and this is coming from me, I cannot believe you are going to ignore the fact that, yes, you described him as the nerd. He also obviously went to the Gloria Swanson School of Acting. Like, they might as well have said in the script, Arthur, a Gloria Swanson type. Or should I say our Norma Desmond type?
Yeah, a Norma Desmond.
Because his acting is... Am I lying? Is he not?
No.
Like, even when he walks down the street, he is walking down that street.
He went to the Betty Davis, Judy Garland School of Homosexuality also. We did not quite go there.
Bless his heart. And
we're the last people in the world who would ever gay shame a teenager. But
no.
Holy shit.
So I like to describe his acting style as a young Matthew Arter.
Oh.
He's got the looks of a young David Almeida, but the acting style of a young Matthew Arter.
He could be our son, Matthew. Our boy. Our baby.
But what I love is... and I mean this with all due respect because trans lives matter, but if they had named that character Pat, I would not have known if it was a man or a woman.
Yeah. There is definitely an androgyny about him, as there was about me when I was that age, so I could so sympathize. There is a line, and I wrote down the line, where it had just a few too many S's in it, and I thought, oh, you poor kid.
I loved him, though. Like, I was happy when he was in a scene.
Me too.
Including the scene where he's crying.
He cries. He totally... Yes, okay, I found it.
Sorry.
A post office box and an answering service. And I thought, oh, blessed child. Oh, my God. That was a gay minefield, and you just blowed yourself up, honey. Wow.
One take Arthur is what they called him, though. So, nailed it.
Yeah, nailed it. But God, and then, at one point when it is revealed that it is an assassination plot, they do get to a point where it's at an impasse. And he turns around, he faces the window, and then finally, as they're talking back and forth, he just turns back and says, well, we can't just let that lady get killed.
He's the only one who is this involved.
That is emotional, that has any emotional connection. The sensitive boy. I wonder how that will translate into his adult life.
And the fact that I haven't even at this point in the film figured out why the boys care.
Well, exactly.
Like, why they're involved.
Yeah.
Like, the script could have made it somebody important to them that is going to be assassinated.
Yeah.
Just, otherwise, they have no horse in this race.
No. Well, other than, the only thing I can think of is they are nothing if not inquisitive young lads. And the double McGuffin, to which the title refers, the two things that set the plot into motion is that while Homer is out in the woods, he stumbles upon a suitcase. And he jimmies it open because apparently Homer's the pickpocket of the group, the locksmith, where he can pick any lock. That's his special skill. So he picks the lock of the briefcase, and there are piles and piles of cash in it. So he quickly puts it back, stuffs it away, tries to hide it in the woods, and goes and gets the gang. When they come back, it is not there. What is there, Matthew?
A dead body.
There's your second McGuffin, my friend.
And while, yes, you just described those two things, we never find out who that dead body is or why he's in the plot, do we?
You're right. But we do know that it was a hit hired by Ernest Borgnine.
Do we?
Yes, we do. Because the very lengthy and protracted introduction to the film, if you recall, the very first shots of the film are of trains arriving at a train station. And then out comes an African-American gentleman in a light brown leather jacket. And we see him with the briefcase, which we later find out has the money in it. Then we see a car pull up, and he hands the briefcase to the person and says, "It has to be done today." And then later, when Ernest Borgnine is in the restaurant with the goons that become his bad guy posse, that same guy in the leather jacket is with them. So we assume that because it's the same briefcase that Ernest Borgnine has, and it's the same guy, at the very least, this was a crime somehow they were involved in committing. Now, how that translates into the assassination attempt against Elka Summer, I don't know if I could get there, even if I tried to describe the rest of the movie. So, I mean, you're not wrong. It's just they're connected, and the kids, because they sneak out at night and go to the swimming hole in their underwear, and they're always throwing poor George Kennedy for a loop, we have a boy who cried wolf situation. So they go to the cop, and they're like, "We found money." He's like, "Well, where is it?" "It's not there." And they say, "Well, okay, we found a dead body." "Well, where is it?" "It's not there." So he's just like, "Guys, would you leave me the fuck alone? I have real work to do." So,
but every time they go back without the cops, there's something else there that, like, lets them know. Like, they open the briefcase to see the money again, but there's a severed hand in it.
Yeah, there's a hand in it.
Like, so, for no reason.
Yeah.
and who's doing that?
Yeah, and we don't know to whom that hand belongs either. That's the other thing.
Oh, the hand belonged to the dead body.
Oh, did it? Oh, okay.
Yeah, because I went back and looked.
They didn't kill another guy. Good.
Because it's a severed hand, but for some reason it has the cuff of the jacket that the person was wearing, and it is the jacket that the dead body was in.
Yeah.
So, bravo to the prop person for that detail.
Bravo. But the thing is, as movies have just weird plot things where you're like, that doesn't make any sense. Why would they do that? The kids go back to the woods, and they find the briefcase, and there's a note pinned to it. Because earlier in the day, they had tried to get Ernest Borgnine noticed by the police, and it didn't work. And they did so very poorly. So what they did is they went back to the woods for some unknown reason. And there's a note saying, "Boys, I thought you deserved a hand for your performance this afternoon." And so they see the hand, and then they run off and leave it there. And then they come back a minute later, and it's gone. So part of me is like, yeah, I know it's gross and weird, but considering on multiple occasions you've tried to explain yourself and failed, the idea is that, well, we got a hand in a case. Maybe in our panic and our fear, we need to just fucking grab it and run and get it to the cops.
Well, but I mean, even before that, when he finds that suitcase full of money, take it with you.
Exactly.
And then because I put down, but then I deleted it because there is a reason he didn't take it with him.
What was it?
I don't remember.
Yeah.
But
I'm sure he explained it at the malt shop where all 5 of the kids sat down with these big gulp-sized, massive milkshakes.
Yeah.
That they did not drink. And then no sooner did they start talking, something made them run out of the restaurant. And they just kind of like threw down some money. And it's like, okay, I do not believe in wasting food, and I do not fucking believe in wasting a milkshake. That was very offensive to me.
Yeah, that bothered me.
But, yes. We forgot to mention that the Michael Gerard is the name of the actor who plays Arthur, our lovely little future David and Matthew. And he has one other credit on his IMDb page. Literally one other credit, where he was a receptionist on Seinfeld in 1992. And I texted Matthew, I texted you earlier with a video I shot from my TV screen of his literally one line. And you texted back, you had done the exact same thing. You were going to surprise me with a clip.
Yeah. I was watching it thinking, I wonder if I'll recognize him.
Yeah.
And it is literally the exact same person without the glasses now.
He really hasn't aged. I mean, if you think about it, it's what?
His
13
voice is
years
still
later.
the same. His voice is exactly the same.
Yeah.
And he looks exactly the same as he did in 1979. So, him and Lisa Whelchel must have drank from the same glass or something during the filming of this.
I know. It's great. I'm so proud of our son. You know, really. It was really nice that we both wanted to check in on him.
He is on a different level than everyone else in the movie.
That's a good way to put it. And honestly, the fact that he had an entrance and an introduction, you know, that it was like, oh, here he comes now, and we need to convince him to join us, and it's we need you for this specific purpose, as opposed to this friggin', you know, this deck of cards of random children that we were having to sort out for the first half of this movie. And even still, we're like, wait, what? So where are they? Where are the parents? Oh, it's a boarding school. So the parents aren't in the picture, I guess. And it was just very nice because he did have something to kind of frame him better, to give us a sense of who he is and where he fits into the rest of this puzzle of a plot.
I felt the rest of the cast was at the Godfather level, and Arthur was at Hannah Montana level of energy.
Yeah. The other kids were in a Coppola movie. He was in a John Waters, I would say.
Yes.
And the way they convince him, did you hear the name? I listened to it multiple times, but he is basically like, no, I'm not going to be a part of this. And he walks out of the room. And just as he walks out of the room, Speck says, okay, then we're going to put it on the front page of the paper that you sleep with Allie Moffat's picture under your pillow. And then there's a pause. In perfect comedic timing, I will say. The door reopens and he says, okay, when do we start?
Yeah.
But it sounded like he said Allie Moffat's.
I turned on closed captioning.
Oh.
And the closed captioning said Ollie Muffet. OLLIE MUFFETT. I did a Google search for Ollie Muffet because I thought maybe it was a celebrity at the time.
I did the same thing.
But we have to assume that it is another student. But I don't know if it was Allie or Ollie. Like, yeah. I'm going to out you to everybody because I thought...
exactly. That's exactly what I was thinking.
Or are we going to pretend he sleeps with a picture of a woman underneath it?
Because no one will buy it.
No one.
Yeah. Allie or Ollie? How deliciously ambiguous.
But honest to God, it's like every time he walked on, I wish that It's Pat had played or something.
Yeah, a lot of people say, what's that?
Bless his heart.
It's Pat. Yeah, it was but it was a very androgynous time. It was. I mean, that's what I say to as an excuse for myself and how I looked anyway. Let's talk about our dear Lisa Whelchel. Let's get her involved in this. Do you want to talk about how she fits into the plot and what she does to help this all transpire?
I figured I didn't really know. Like, again, I felt like that was a character point that they could have given one of the boys. to make him more vital to the plot. Like, oh, this guy is around because she's like in charge of the newspaper or something. And
she's in charge of the newspaper, yes.
So that's her job, but why not make one of the boys in charge of the newspaper so that he has a reason for being there? You know? I don't know. Again, it was something...
I agree with you. And Foster is really the one who has the least to do. You could probably have just cut Foster altogether.
But Foster, to me, was the one who I felt was the mechanical one and should have been the one that was the computer genius. Because I felt like he was the one that was constantly making up ways to hide things in the room.
Was that him? Because
he was the one that reached into the globe to get the chocolate out of the globe.
Right, but they all... Okay, let's talk about this dorm room here. Okay, fuck Lisa Whelchel. We're going to talk about this dorm room. First of all, who lives there? Am I correct? There are 2 beds in that room, right?
I got that Specs and the 6-year-old lived there.
Okay, that's kind of what I gathered too, because Specs has a guitar that he was frequently playing, and the 6-year-old's there. But this room is this, it's like a villain's lair from a James Bond movie.
Yeah.
It's like they have things hidden where we start off the scene with them opening up a globe and there's candy inside the globe. But then the window box flips up and flips over, and there's a cooler with ice and chilled drinks in it.
Yeah.
And then at one point, Specs later lifts up the bedspread, kicks under the bed, and on like a rotating thing, a toolbox appears where he also keeps some cash that he is pulling out for the thing. It's just like, okay, I'm all for gadgets and stuff, but it's like you would have needed a construction crew to come in and gut this room and rebuild it, to have all of these hidden things with such perfect flush-mounted crown molding that make it undetectable.
I thought it was like a room in the Winchester house. Like, there's.
It's true.
When he moved the bookcase and there was a phone that he had attached to the headmaster's line.
So they could call long distance on a rotary damn phone without operator assistance.
Yeah.
It's like, what is happening? And I mean, it was interesting. It was certainly interesting, but it was unjustified. And it would have been great. I agree with you. It would have been very nice if it had been...
One of their character points was that he can build anything.
But it's like, you couldn't hammer the nails. I don't even think screw guns existed in 79. People screwed things in by hand with a screwdriver. That whole setup would have taken an entire semester to install.
Yeah.
And, and at one point they try to make a joke out of it. They're all, during this late night, overnight cram session where they're going through these lists from the computer to try and figure out who a murderer might be. And at one point you see Homer pull out some saltine crackers and put peanut butter on them and then top them with sardines.
Yum. Hilarious!
What 6-year-old doesn't love sardines?
Yeah. A 6-year-old who, by the way, also, you were talking about family picture, pulls out a Playboy.
Does he?
Yes.
I missed that.
He pulls out when somebody knocks on the door and the people come in and he's like pretends like he wasn't watching. Oh, that was another thing. When he sits down to watch TV and he flips over his bedpost and there's a TV there.
Yeah, like built into his headboard bed frame. Yeah, there's a TV in there.
When somebody knocks on the door, they have to put it back, so he flips it back and then gets on his bed and he pulls out a Playboy magazine.
Yeah.
And looks at the centerfold.
And the whole room is, even when it's not with their gadgets showing, we're talking, there's like this beautiful flush-mounted built-in bookcase work and beadboard around the frames of the beds and matching bedspreads. Not a dorm where you bring your own linens. These are two matching 70s plaid bedspreads. It's a very insanely illogically pulled together room that it just stepped out of a magazine or something for a ragtag bunch of teenage boys to be jacking off in 7 hours a day.
Go on.
No, I'm sorry. That was my out loud voice.
What?
But the deal is, if they had made a reference that, oh, Foster, gee, you're so handy with the tools, or if you had seen him, in putting something in, and that made him the gadget guy.
Right.
But is Homer supposed to be the gadget kid because of his lock-picking abilities?
One of the things I loved was the 80s tech that you see a lot of.
Yes.
But the Swiss Army knife that he had.
Yes.
Now, do you remember, David, as a child, wanting a Swiss Army knife and getting one and then realizing that it is literally good for nothing that you ever need in your daily life?
Yes, I
because
did.
You're 8 years old.
Yeah, and you and I were not fucking going camping out in the woods with a bunch of goddamn bears.
And I'm not ever carrying around my knife with my bottle opener on it and that can opener thing it was like,
I remember, beer bottle top opener. It's like,
I remember like wanting one and like creating reasons to use it. Meanwhile, this kid whips it out and can pick a lock in nobody's business.
Yeah, and it's like 3 inches wide. It's got so many attachments, including one that looks like a key for a briefcase. Like it's I just happen to have this for just such an emergency.
That's supposedly what the Swiss Army knife was. It was like they would sell it as like 71 gadgets in this tiny little compact thing.
Yeah. It's fingernail clippers. It's scissors. It's a screwdriver. It's a bottle opener.
They do make a big deal out of that. But like, I loved when he was picking the lock for the hotel. Do you remember when hotels had keys? Like actual keys?
But this relates to his with the Playboy. They do try to paint Homer as being a mature kid, like a worldly kid. When he picks the lock, because they're running from Ernest Borgnine and company in the hotel, they quickly pick a random lock of a random room and just walk in the door. And, of course, there's a couple fucking. And when they quickly grab the sheets and I'm like, what the shit, man? What the hell? He just looks at them. Just deadpan, just like, hey, it's fine. Don't stop on our account. We're going to be out of here in a minute.
And not even playing it for comedy.
Yeah.
And then a very long shot of the couple with their sheets on just staring at the kids. Like they have no lines. Those actors have no lines.
Well, and here's the other funny thing. It is a plot device a couple of times that they need to clear out the hotel so they can get into Ernest Borgnine's hotel room to bug it with a walkie-talkie. Yeah, you know the quality of a walkie-talkie in the corner of a room where 4 people are, how that sounds as good as a cell phone from 2020?
Yeah.
But when they have to get the hotel cleared out, they pull the fire alarm, and it happens twice. And the second time, the people are coming out, and they're like, oh, crap, can you, again, Jesus, fuck. I'm paraphrasing. And they're all crowding out and filing down the hallway, and that door opens, and the same couple comes out with the sheet wrapped around them. It's like they've been in that room for days fucking. Bravo.
But that scene especially made me laugh because when they pull the fire alarm, they show the hallway and they show every person coming out of every room. And I said, it looked like that scene in Pee-wee's Big Adventure when he's walking on the back lot of the movie studio and he's passing like a cowboy and he's passing like a Vegas showgirl costume because they literally had it looked like central casting.
Yes.
Like a door opens and fucking a Hasidic Jew walks out with his wife. The couple walks out covered in their sheet.
Yes.
And then at the end, a fat guy in boxer shorts walking a poodle out.
That's right. That was the last image.
Like, it looked like, it was like, well, what kind of wacky characters can we have come out of this motel for no reason?
Yep. No, you were so right. It's crazy. So let's get back to Lisa Whelchel.
I don't even think we've gotten the listener into what this fucking movie is about yet.
Oh, we have. Okay. I mean, it's the kids find the suitcase, and then they find the thing, the suitcase and the body. They go to George Kennedy, and George Kennedy is like, really? And in their accusing of Ernest Borgnine as this, shadowy character dude guy with his cronies hanging around him, basically George Kennedy says, I am done with you. If you fuck with this anymore, if you waste my time anymore, I'm going to get your parents involved and get you shipped off and you leave town. Like, I'm done. So the kids feel like they're on their own. So they're like, I think to kind of, if there's any motivation, it is that they are like, well, we at least need to show that there's something fishy going on with this guy. So in the course of the many ways they try to spy on him to figure out what's going on, they then realize that he is not just involved in an assassination plot, but the assassination is Elke Sommer, who is the prime minister?
Yes.
Of this, I believe, a fictional country called...
Yes. Kabur.
Kabur?
Yeah.
And some Middle Eastern country called Kabur. But Ernest Borgnine.
And he is also playing to the back row of the balcony.
Yes. Yes. So he is like her bodyguard, but there's also, he's the one that's got these guys set up, and there's going to be an assassination attempt.
And Elke Sommer, the prime minister, her daughter apparently goes to this school because the kids have seen her dropping her daughter off.
That's okay. Not until you said that did that make sense to me, but you're totally right. That is what's going on.
I thought that was Blair's mother. It's not. But she drops off a cute little blonde girl, and they see her walk back to her car. And then I thought, well, there's your other plot point. That's why the boys care, because the mother...
It's Blair's mother.
It's Blair's mother. Is the one.
Jody. Actually, Jody's mother. But
so why wasn't that the case?
You're right. You're so right. That's a good rewrite we can send back in the time machine.
We could make this a hit, David.
We could. I'm telling you.
So the boys run into... They start following Ernest Borgnine around town and setting up their own stakeout system. And somehow... after they've gone to get the briefcase for the last time with the hand in it, they left it there. Mm-hmm. They go back, it's gone. They see Ernest Borgnine on the street.
With the briefcase.
They somehow get George Kennedy to have him open it, and inside this magical fucking briefcase, for absolutely no explicable reason, is panties.
Ladies' underwear. I think that was considered a joke in 1979. Benny Hill was popular. I don't fucking know, and I don't get it either. You're right. And that's the point where George Kennedy is like, we're done. And you've just made me violate this man's constitutional right to privacy or some shit like that. So, yeah. So that's why that's the connection is that they see Ernest Borgnine with the briefcase that is unmistakably the briefcase that had the money in it. Then they go back to the woods again. I don't know why. And then that's where the briefcase reappears with the hand and then disappears a few minutes later and still ends up later in Ernest Borgnine's room where he apparently cleaned the blood of this severed hand out of it.
Right. Yeah. And Ernest Borgnine is what they follow him. And that's a problem I had with the directing, was that it was filmed in kind of like he wanted it to look like you were hiding behind something to watch Ernest Borgnine walk through this city.
Yeah.
You know? And of course, Ernest Borgnine is walking through the city like Snidely Whiplash. He might as well have been like twirling his mustache, looking around at people.
He's in a fucking trench coat, and he's Ernest Borgnine. It's just he looks guilty, for fuck's sake. Come on.
And did you notice in this small little town, whenever they did street scenes, it was like Manhattan at 5:00. The hundreds of people walking around this tiny little town.
Yeah, they had to dodge so many people walking, the pedestrians. It was, yes.
And if you watch in a couple of the shots, you can see where there's only people.
Yeah.
That are supposed to be in the shot. You can see past it where, like, the street is completely empty. But just on this block is where everybody is. But I had a real problem with the amount of people that, like, tried to block his way, and I watched a lot of the extras that had no idea they were on film.
Yeah, it's like, did everybody really sign a release here? I'm not so sure.
No, I don't think they did.
Speaking of this and the crowd scenes and the pursuit of Ernest Borgnine, when he is followed to his hotel by Billy Ray, this is the McConaughey, Seth Meyers young cowboy dude, he follows him to the lobby of the hotel. Borgnine goes into the restaurant, and so he's hanging out in what is apparently the gift shop or whatever, and he is hiding behind a rack of paperback books.
Yep.
What was the title of every one of those books, Matthew?
Benji.
Every goddamn one of them. It was a rack full of the novelization of the hit film Benji. All in this one hotel. And we came back to it multiple times. It wasn't just an Easter egg. It was a basket that was shoved in our fucking face. Oh my God, I couldn't believe it.
I'm so glad you noticed it.
How could you miss it? Good Lord. Another thing about the restaurant, Matthew, that waitress.
Yeah.
The Matthew McConaughey kid wants to get a peek of who Ernest Borgnine is meeting up with in that restaurant. He wants to sneak a peek at them, but can't just walk in. So he walks in and he asks this waitress, "Hey, yeah, I was looking for my dad. He's a tall guy like that." And she's like, "I'm sorry, we don't have anybody here. There's just that party." And you see his point of view as he kind of scans them. That's where we first realize, oh, that's the man in the leather jacket who first had the briefcase at the very beginning of the movie. But this waitress is dressed in one of those, you know, those French-made low-cut black with the white ruffle around the neckline.
Yeah.
And he walks up to her and says, "Excuse me." And she turns around. "Yes, may I help you?" And it's like, boom, boom, boobs. This dress is so low-cut. And I swear I can see areola on her left one. I swear. It is like, her breasts are so pronounced and so in the frame of the shot. It was like an Austin Powers, "Moly, moly, moly, mole, I'm pleased to mole you. I need some guacamole." I swear to God, he was just going to go, "Tits." I'm sorry. I was looking for my boobs. My dad. And I just thought I'd hang out here for a nipple. Minute. And I'm sorry. You could rewrite that scene, and it would be comedy gold, my friend.
Oh, that would be.
Yes. So we still going to talk about Lisa Whelchel here.
Yeah.
I really want to.
Okay.
She is the editor of the school paper, and when they need to find out information from George Kennedy of how to use this magical machine that runs background checks.
A 1979 fax machine.
Exactly.
Which, if that doesn't set your imagination aflame, get ready.
It's true. Exactly. It's the size of an iron lung, and that's not including the dot matrix printer that is attached to it. But she is under the guise of doing an article for the school newspaper, taking tons of pictures of George Kennedy. And she's like, "Oh, so if you don't have fingerprints, how do you find out stuff about criminals?" He's like, "Oh, well, we have this machine here. You see, we take a picture. It has to be exactly 2 1/4 inches by 2 3/4 inches. And I have to fill out the form exactly like this." And she's like, click, taking pictures. Yeah. Then you put it in here, and he's demonstrating how to do this thing. And she's like, snap, snap.
Even to the point where He's like, and here's the code for the FBI in Washington, D.C. Click.
And you put it in. And then I enter my social security number, which is 423. And it's so fucking funny how he tells her everything. But they precede the scene with, "Looks like this might be a job for a pretty lady."
Yeah.
Or something like that, where I can give her the codes to the Cuban missiles. It's just a girl. What's she going to do with them? You know, it's totally safe.
It's just for the school paper.
Yeah. Then she develops the pictures. when they pull the fire alarm at the hotel the first time, they just stand outside with a zoom lens and take candid photos of Ernest Borgnine and company and manage to get perfect full-on face pictures that she can resize, put on that form. And then how do they sneak into the police station after hours, Matthew, to use that machine?
Well,
what is the distraction?
The distraction was, dear listeners, 11-year-old Blair calls...
She's 16. That doesn't make it any better, but I'm saying it. She's 16.
She looks 12.
She's young.
But 12-year-old Blair calls in to the deputy on duty, who I guess we can describe as Roscoe P. Coltrane. Yeah. Because he's basically... Or Roscoe P. Coltrane's nephew or whatever who came onto the show towards the end.
Yeah. He's just like your typical hick, simple, backwoods cop type.
So she calls him to tell him to turn on the radio because she has made a radio song dedication to him. Mm-hmm. You remember dedications and
song radio? This song goes out to Arthur. With love from your two gay dads, David and Matthew. But the thing is, she doesn't know him. She's just this... Right. And she turns on her Texas twang, because Lisa Whelchel's from Texas. And she's like, hi there, how are you? And he's like, well, hello.
Yeah.
Voice that I don't even know if it's a child or an adult. And she's like... I just want you to know I think you're cute, and I put a song on the radio for you. Well, what are you doing later? I get off duty around midnight. Well, how'd you... And she's just being all flirty. It's like, she's a child.
And he's... I don't know. It was a more trusting time back then, maybe.
I guess it was. In backwoods... What state are we in again?
Virginia.
I don't know why I can't get that through my head.
But so he turns on the radio really loud, so he can't hear the kids sneaking
because they know the machine is noisy. Yeah. So that was all the plot. And she stayed up late. Apparently, they don't have a fucking curfew for these children. She's in the office of the newspaper and kind of wakes up like, okay, at 2 a.m.
Yeah.
Or whatever, you have to wake up to make the phone call to the police station because that's when we'll be there and we need the distraction. So, again, it's this whole thing of, I get that the parents aren't there, but there is literally no other adult influence or supervision anywhere. They have complete and total control and freedom of how to run their lives.
I kept thinking that this was like an Eastland school, or so I was thinking to myself, this is what the kids were doing at Eastland that weren't in the cafeteria helping Mrs. Garrett. Like, this is how they filled their time. The kids from Bates Academy.
Eastland and Bates all together, because this was a co-ed school.
Right.
Yes. So what all happens is they come up with these lists from the computer, and then they cross-reference it with the background check that the computer at the police station does. And through the process of elimination, they're able to connect stuff to Kabul, this fictional country, and discover that Elka Summer, who is an alum of the school, who is going to be attending this alumni weekend, which we see them decorating the gym for. And that's how they figure it out, blah, 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 make long-distance phone calls. So now they know who is being targeted. And they know that they got to stop Ernest Borgnine. So it really becomes we need to stop Ernest Borgnine and get somebody to catch him at something.
And somehow they have figured out that this assassination attempt is going to take place on Saturday at the homecoming dance or whatever, at the alumni party. So I don't know how they figured out when, but we realized at some point we figure out as an audience that the kids know where and when this is going to take place.
Oh, well, because when they're in the gym and they're putting up the crepe paper and shit, they look around, and Borgnine's goons are the decorating committee. Remember that?
Yeah.
It's like, I guess the idea is that, well, if they're not, they must be there to case the joint. Why else would they be there? I think that's the logistical leap they make.
All right.
So here's the funny thing. How the movie culminates, and the denouement, as it were, is that Arthur gets George Kennedy to drive him to the hotel under the guise that there is a gambling ring being run by Ernest Borgnine. And he says, and there's what does he say? Like, you have to get him into the trunk. There's this Foot Locker that had a bunch of guns and weapons. So the kids are like, you have to get the cop to the hotel room and in that Foot Locker, because that's likely probable cause that will make him take a closer look at them and wonder what's going on. So I don't know if he's like, hey, there's a gambling paraphernalia in that Foot Locker.
Yeah.
I don't know what the fuck it is. But to case out the room ahead of time, the boys, meaning Homer and Specs, they pull the fire alarm. That's that second fire alarm with the central casting call. And they discover they're still in the room when Ernest Borgnine and company show up. So we have this moment of tension where the goons come into the room and you're like, oh, fuck, are they going to get caught? Then it's like they are nowhere. So it's like, where are they? Are they under the bed? Where they're hiding, clearly. Well, we get George Kennedy, the cop, in the room and opens up the Foot Locker, empty.
The magical Foot Locker is empty. Just like the magical briefcase.
Is empty.
It's just shit disappears in it.
And then he pulls out a long string of multicolored handkerchiefs tied together.
And it's got Ernest Borgnine's underwear at the bottom of it.
So then, somehow one of them calls the room, and George Kennedy answers the phone, and they're like, look in the closet. And in the closet, Speck and Homer have tied themselves up so that it looks like they are being held there, that it looks like they've been kidnapped. So that's when George Kennedy is like, oh, you're kidnappers, taking you into custody, and they've caught the bad guy. That's pretty much the end of the movie. Now, one wonders, Matthew, in a rewrite, when there's an assassination attempt and it's going to be happening in a public place at an event, why is there not some type of a scene that happens at the actual event? You know, there could have been guys with crosshairs and guns aimed up in the rafters, and it would have made for so much more intrigue as opposed to drive into a hotel room, Foot Locker's empty, open the door and they're tied up. And it's like, it was such an anticlimactic climax.
This international assassination plot ends in a hotel room with George Kennedy and a 6-shooter.
Yes. Holding Borgnine and 3 goons at gunpoint, and and the others. And right down to when they're clearing out the room and like cuffing the guys and booking them, Dano. Yeah. That's when they lift up the mattress, and that's where the guns are. It's like, oh, they hid them because they thought someone might be coming. And that's the moment when you see Homer reach into the potted plant and pull out the walkie-talkie he put there that thankfully nobody noticed.
Yeah.
And sneak it away like, oh, they're not going to find out what's going on here. And then at the very, very end, they do give George Kennedy all of the documents that show the assassination attempt. It's that whole thing of just because the police have you in their possession, they can figure out whatever the crime is that applies to be able to sentence you. It's like, kids, I wouldn't sleep in my own bed that night because it's very likely Ernest Borgnine is not going to be held in custody due to entrapment and lack of probable cause and probably a host of legal snafus that were created by the kids being involved in this plot.
Yeah, there were.
So, and then the other thing is that they fake being kidnapped. So maybe it's not a good idea. As as the men are being walked out of the hotel, the very crowded hotel lobby, again, the extras were paid well that day. When they're walking out, all the kids, they're like, we did it! Woohoo! And they're hugging. It's not, oh my God, you were kidnapped. I was so worried about you. It was just like high fives and yeah, we fucked that dude over. Yeah.
And then them waving to George Kennedy from across the bridge.
Before the credits roll. God bless. God bless. We somehow made it to the end of the movie. Is there anything else within there that we didn't touch on that you wanted to?
Well, you know, I love the nostalgic things.
Oh, yes.
So I was like noticing little things like a hotel room with an actual key. Ernest Borgnine throws something away in a glass ashtray that's just sitting on a table
in a lobby of a hotel. Yes.
But my favorite thing is old computers, and that 1979 fax machine was one thing. But when they go to Arthur, they go to him because he can get them. He's the only one who knows how to work the computers. Mm-hmm. So the kids have to go to the computer lab. And you remember when computers first came out, every school had a computer lab.
Yeah.
Where you went to this room where there were 8 or 9 computers.
Yeah.
And you would play Oregon Trail for 45 minutes. But
yes. And again, just a dot matrix printer in and of itself was like, oh my God. Yeah.
Like this amazing technology. But he goes in there to hack their system or whatever, and he's got this giant table-sized, like one of those books that you take sections out of.
Yeah.
You know, like with computer codes, and he's got to write down stuff before he can type it into the computer, and all the shit that has changed as far as that goes.
Yeah,
and
you couldn't just Google it. Yeah.
And Lisa Whelchel asking the police officer how long it takes to send that fax and get the information to Washington. Mm-hmm. He goes, about an hour. and they can't get over how fast that is.
Yeah, like, they actually... That was? Wow. I mean, it was for those days. You're continuing the nostalgia. The hotel itself, the room. When we go into the hotel room, it is one of those 70s, the mustard-colored bedspread and the orange shag carpeting and the gold comfy swivel chair, the fully upholstered gold furniture, the dark wood. It is just, oh my God, it is all the ugly, beautiful everythings that was 1979 high fashion.
And the restaurant in the lobby, just so heavy. Like, it's just, the colors were heavy. It had heavy curtains.
Oh, the dark mahogany colors, yes.
It looked like the Regal Beagle in there. But it's like reds and browns. And you know that room smelled like a fucking casino because the people smoking in there and getting into that...
Yeah, it was probably a drop tile ceiling, but they were yellow, nicotine stained. You know.
Right.
What else? Do you need to do? Another thing about the lack of focus of the character of Foster, the Ralph Macchio one. The only other hint to his character that never comes back, well, 2 hints. One is that he might be a smarty because at one point the McConaughey kid says, hide here behind this bush. And he says, oh, only this guy could call a horribilis computerolibus a bush. Like, he knows the genus and the species of this particular plant.
Right.
And then the other thing, later when they're hanging out and we see them, it's while Specs is on the phone. There are these cutaways of the boys making all the disgusting food. Foster is playing with a hermit crab. Did you notice that?
No.
At one point, he's just sitting there playing like there's something in his hand just kind of crawling around while he's thinking. And I have to admit, I didn't really know what a hermit crab looked like. I was like, what the fuck is that? So I did a little Googling, and I'm like, oh, it was a hermit crab. What? So they also have a functioning terrarium in all of the gadgets in this room.
Sure.
Where they also have not just food, not just TV and tools and weapons of mass destruction, they also have they have goddamn pets in this room.
Yeah.
I don't get it. I don't get it. And nothing there, that all this does is just make Foster more of a all over the place. Who is he in the group? And it's a shame because, like you said, we could have just eliminated him or let Arthur be Foster. Let that be the character.
Right.
But as I said, I would not give up Arthur's entrance in his introduction. I would not give that up for all the tea in China. I'm sorry. Oh, there's also a chase where the kids have to outrun Ernest Borgnine, and Arthur, I shit you not, he's like always falling behind, just like, it was one step away from, I don't have my inhaler. I'm starting to hyperventilate. I can't run as fast as this. I don't know how to be physical.
Yeah. This 15-year-old boy can't outrun Ernest Borgnine.
62-year-old Ernest Borgnine, who he did have a scene where he ran, and it is not pleasant to watch. I'm just going to go on record saying, ooh, boy.
But it's fun to watch because he's got to dodge about 800 people on the street of this fucking block in this tiny little college town.
Yes. But yeah, I drove home enough the point that why were they decorating this hall for the homecoming and then nothing ever happened there again when it would have obviously been the place that, anyway.
Right. That's where they should have nabbed Ernest Borgnine.
Yes, exactly.
Because we don't get to see Elkie Summer react to the fact that her head of security was planning to assassinate her.
Yeah. Yes, exactly.
She should have been the one to press charges and charge him with treason at the end of the show.
Yeah, and then thank the boys on behalf of her country. And this, I'm very sure, will help the Middle East peace talks to progress.
Right.
Which was a thing in 79. I mean, they totally could have made this like, these boys saved the day.
It's on the newspaper. That he reads.
That there are Middle Eastern peace talks. Yeah, exactly. And that was a thing in the late 70s and getting into the Reagan years and all that. So it could have been like, you boys have saved the world, because if I'd been assassinated, it would have been an international incident and they would have launched the missiles right then and there. So these boys could have saved the earth if they had made the movie that you and I wanted them to make.
And if you think that's outlandish, don't forget this director made a movie called Benji Saves Christmas. so there's that.
Oh, dear. And then the other thing is that the night of the going through the charts. And it is
I wrote down 15 minutes of them looking at paper.
There's no sense of urgency at all about what is going on here. I've already previously said it takes us so long to kind of get into where are these kids, who are these kids, and how do we distinguish and separate them personality-wise. It is 19 minutes into the film when he finds the money, when Homer is in the forest and finds the money. So 19 minutes, and we've only seen the others swimming in the swimming hole. Like, we haven't seen them existing in the daylight in their everyday and all that. That's how long it takes for this thing. Didn't you text me?
Yes. I texted you. This movie goes nowhere fast.
Yeah.
Because it is a long exposition.
Yeah, it is in building up. And the fact that it was so unnecessary, particularly the Orson Welles.
Again, the director was like, clearly the audience is going to be too stupid for this, so let me write it into the script what this movie is like.
Maybe this is the movie that should have had a... That's what it is. That's what it is. Foster didn't need to be a character. Foster should have been their dog. This should have been a Benji movie. This should have been Benji Saves the Middle East.
Right.
That's what... We just fixed this entire movie.
Benji saves the world.
Yeah. And that's all it would take, is just that what little Foster does. Sadly, it's, no diss to the actor. And again, he's the only one that still has a career.
Yeah.
No diss to him. It's just the character was written with the least to do in the movie. They should have made him the dog, and this could have been a Benji movie, and that would have fixed literally every single thing that you and I have discussed. Literally. Well, it still surprises me that this was not a TV movie. This was a theatrical release in the cinemas. And yet, to me, it feels like a TV movie.
It really does.
With the low budget, with the lack of there being the big event at the end where everything all comes flying together and the problems are solved. So,
yeah.
Well, Matthew, I think we have solved yet another problem, rewritten another movie, and fixed the world of entertainment by virtue of our own amazing, incredible observational talents.
I think so, too. We have solved the double McMuffin. Or the Doc McStuffins.
And speaking of which, I think I am hungry for a little bit of dinner, and it's getting to be that hour.
Me too.
And I'm so sorry we're on Zoom right now. Otherwise, I would be able to offer you one of my wonderful food spreads that you always enjoy whenever you come to my house.
Oh, like what, a piece of toast with some sardines on it? Thank you.
Well, guys, it sounds like this is wrapping up yet another edition of TV Talkaholics. Thank you so much for being sponsors of the show of Let's Face the Facts and of me and Matthew. And Matthew, what are your parting words to our listening friends?
Whew. If you want to spend 2 hours wondering what you're doing, you should watch The Double McMuffin.
McGuffin, dear.
I thought he was the crime dog.
No, that's McGruff. The double.
There's your dog. There's your dog.
It could have been the double McGruffin. There it is. And it would have been take a bite out of crime. Oh my God! Pop culture collides in our brains.
It's a pun on top of that.
That's beautiful. All right. Well, we cannot top that. So yes, I think we have 2 thumbs up ish.
Maybe a thumb around 2 o'clock. Thumb around 2 o'clock. You know what?
I say you definitely need to watch the movie. It is available on YouTube. But have your phone handy. You might want to check your emails. Or go on the web and Google something. Check your stock portfolio during some of the slower parts.
At the same time, though, it's one of those where if you miss one little thing, you're like, wait a minute. I had to rewind it several times.
I did too. Be like,
did I miss something that is vital to the plot that just they didn't make a big deal out of?
Yeah, it's one of those movies that demands your attention and then does not reward you when you give it to it.
Yeah.
But you should watch it.
Why not? What are you going to do? Watch The Office for the 80th time?
All right, Matthew, my darling, it seems like we're wrapping it up for another month. Tune in again next month for another edition of TV Talkaholics and smooches and goodbye. Oh, we have to end it with our goodbye and thank you in our Mrs. Garrett voices, okay?
All right.
1, 2, 3. Goodbye and thank you.
When you find somebody who cares, don't you let it go slipping away. 'Cause when you find someone with love to share, hey, you're headed for a better day. It's a big cold world we're living in. You need some help